What's up everyone, I am Yellowdot. Today we will be reviewing the character Mona from Genshin Impact. First, we will be talking about her auto attacks, Ripple of Fate. So this is a 4 attack combo that you can apply on any enemy here. As you can see, it's not too special, but it's fine. You can combo it well with other characters like Lisa. And then you have the charged attack, which slams down and deals AoE damage. It feels very strong. Then you have the jump attack, which also deals AoE damage. Mona turns into a water bubble and will attack surrounding enemies. Now I would like to talk about her E, in my case the skill Mirror Reflection of Doom. This will taunt enemies, deal hydro damage over time, and once the duration expires, it will explode. So I know I am attacking a water blob, but it's for testing purposes here. When I hold my E, I will do a dash back first, and then it will still place it down, taunting all enemies and then exploding. This will always apply wet just as well as any of Mona's skills, because she is a catalyst user after all. I would like to add the cooldown of this skill is only 11 seconds, and by the time it runs out, there is only approximately 6 seconds left, which I think makes this a very useful and good skill. Next, I would like to talk about her dash, Illusory Torrent. With this, you can just dash over water, like so. Normally, you would have to swim like through this very slowly, but now you can just dash from one place to another. I think this is great and wonderful for exploring. Also, once you ascend her, you unlock her passive, and with that, when you are chased by enemies, she will place down a taunt as you try to escape from them. Now I would like to talk about her ultimate, or her Q, which is Illusory Bubble. It will trap enemies inside a pocket of water. It applies Omen, and you will do more damage to them applied when they are applied in Omen. Also, you take more damage while they are applied in Omen, but they can move anyway, so what is there to worry about after all? Once the bubbles explode, it will deal more damage to them too, as you could see there, and it kind of annihilates the enemy. I think this ultimate is very great overall, and will be wonderful in such things as Spiral Abyss challenges, where the enemies try to go for, where it's like the tower defense, and it will be nice to trap them in there and get them down. Alright, as we are done with her talents now, let's move on to her constellations. First we have Prophecy of Submersion, which increases effects of hydro-related elemental reactions by 8 seconds after an enemy is affected by an omen, which means your ultimate basically. So electrocharged damage is increased by 15%, vaporize, hydro swirl, as well as when you freeze them. I think this is very solid overall, especially if you have a decent amount of energy recharge, which I think is pretty good on this character, mostly because of how fast you will get back up your taunt, your ultimate. I think these are all key things to make Mona better as a character. Next, let's move on to Lunar Chain. When a normal attack hits, there's a 20% chance that it will be automatically followed by a charged attack. This effect can only occur once every 5 seconds. This is a pretty weird one, mostly because this consumes stamina. So after you do a charged attack, it consumes a certain amount of stamina, which can be pretty awkward for things like when you attack and you try to animation cancel, you know. It can be pretty weird to use, so I don't know how this will affect the character. Let's move on to Restless Revolution. This just increases the level of your ultimate by 3. Sorry for calling it Illusory Bubble earlier, it's just Stellar's Phantasm. That is my bad. Let's move on to Prophecy of Oblivion. When a character attacks an enemy affected by the Omen status effect, the crit rate is increased by 50%. Another thing regarding her ultimate, so I think Mona's ultimate is just insanely good at this point, especially once you get this far with it. And I think her ult will be used a lot in that case. I think energy recharge will be a really good build on her, along with elemental damage and such things like that. Let's move on to Mockery of Fortuna. Increases the level of her E, the skill, the taunt, Mirror of Doom by 3. So as you level up your skills, I believe the cooldown on them also goes down, so I think having the taunt permanently up will be insane too, though you cannot have more than one taunt placed down at a time. Having it up permanently would still be very, very strong. Let's move on to her last one, Rhetorics of Calamitas, which is upon entering her dash, Illusory Torrent, Mona gains a 60% increase to the damage of her next charged attack per second of movement. Maximum damage bonus of 180% can be achieved in this manner. The effect lasts for no more than 8 seconds, so I think this is insanely strong. Of course, it's bound to be because it's Constellation 6. Either way, I feel like this is really, really good. But once again, the charged attack seems like they are trying to sell us on. So I feel like once you have more stamina, you did some statue leveling up, I think this will be very good as well. And I think also Lunar Chain at that point will be very, very good. That is it for the constellations. Now that we had a look at the constellations, I will show you what you need to ascend her. So it will be Lazarite fragments, which will start as Varunada Lazarite slivers, because I have already ascended her once. Then you need the Cleansing Hearts, which are dropped from the Oceanids. This is one of the newer bosses that they added in the open beta, which is a very neat boss, but very difficult, I will say. Next we have the Philanamo Mushroom, which is found under the Eaves of House. I'm glad it just tells you the source for these things. It's very handy, very neat. It is usually found, I can tell you where this is found. It is usually found on windmills and such things like that. Next we have the Whopper Flower Nectar, which is dropped from the new Whopper Flowers, such as the Ice or Fire Whopper Flower. Are not too hard to find. They are pretty common, I would say. And that is it for the required materials. Overall, I think Mona is extremely good. She is, in my opinion, a 9 out of 10 character. She is extremely good. She's a 5-star. She will be hard to pull, but when you pull her, she will be extremely good for exploring, damage dealing, supporting with taunts, the dash like over water. It will be a very solid character overall. I appreciate you all watching. Thank you, and I hope to see you all next time.
It's already so late, and I'm no further along on finishing tomorrow's astrology column. What? You're off to sleep? I wish I could sleep now too.